Hi, Callie here from Soulcraft Sisters, and today I want to talk about a book. I want to do a little review of this pearl here. It's called Moonology, Working with the Magic of Lunar Cycles by Yasmin Boland. And the cover design here, the beautiful cover design, is done by a woman called Leanne Anastasi. I think it's gorgeous. So, this book was published by Hay House last year, so that's 2016. And Yasmin here is an astrologer, but with a special interest in the moon. She's also written other books, fiction and non-fiction. I remember seeing one, I think it's called Astrology, A Guide to Understanding Your Birth Chart. So that also came out last year. I haven't read it. I'm only familiar with this work here of Yasmin Boland, but I have to say that I would be curious to read more from her. If you do a little bit of research on her, you can see that her Twitter account is really active. She's got 1 or 2 Facebook groups, again with a lot of content, as well as her website, moonology.com. Tons of information, blog posts, daily moon guides, and just all sorts of things, worksheets, just a heaven of different information. So check that out if this is something that interests you. This is a 243-page book. It's as you can see, it's not a big book, but it contains so much. Now I want to read a little passage here. Let's see. So this is the introduction, and she writes, "If you've dabbled in manifestation but have found that so far not much has materialized, the information in this book may well be the missing link you need. It shows you how to work with the lunar energies to supercharge your wishes and dreams. Manifesting with the moon cycle as a cosmic timer dramatically boosts our chances of becoming accomplished, conscious creators and deliberate manifestors. You don't need to be an astrologer to do this either. In fact, you don't even need to believe in astrology, nor do you need to know any maths or astronomy. It's really easy to work with the moon without knowing too much about the whys and wherefores. The moon is up there nearly every night for us to see. We're connected to her, and she's connected to our planet. That's all you need to know as a starting point." So she really takes it, she breaks it down, and she invites all the novices out there, everybody who haven't worked with the moon before, to just sort of jump in, and she sort of gently guides us along this process. So it's divided into 4 parts. Part 1 is she gives us a little bit of information about the moon, some basic facts, like the moon is 384,400 kilometers from Earth and its radius, and just some basic facts about the moon, the different lunar cycles. Explains what they represent and what to be aware of. So the new moon here, the new moon phase, I could read a little bit for you. Plant the seeds of your future dreams. This phase begins 1 to 3.5 days after the balsamic moon. Keywords of this phase: a clean slate, potential, and dreams. And then at the end of each chapter, she has a brief summary, frequently asked questions. Yeah, that she sort of sums up at the end of each chapter. Part 2, so this is all about create your dream life with the new moon. So new moon, manifestation, intention setting, and this is something I'm really all about. I love this section. She gives some examples of how to manifest with the new moon, and also what helpful ideas to what to wish for and what to be careful of. So for example, you can't wish for something outrageous that you don't yourself believe in. It's not gonna happen, right? So she touches on that. ways to meditate. So she really is sort of guiding you through if you've never done this before. So of course these are all suggestions and you can pick and choose what works for you. Okay, and she gives some great examples as well before she jumps into it. So here, new moon wishing example. You're unhappily single. You wish you could be, your wish could be, I wish to find a new lover or partner, or wish to have more love options, or I wish to find a husband or wife. And then she breaks it down. So be clear on your wish, then visualize what it is that you're hoping to achieve. Write down some affirmations. I'm so excited to have found a partner. I'm in love with my beloved. I'm with my perfect partner. Things like that. And then lastly, be clear on your intentions and commitments. So for example, I intend to look after my body so I feel really good about myself. It's also an interesting section here. So for example, new moon in Aries, which we just had. What are some major themes here? So for example, first it says take action. The new moon in Aries marks the start of the new moon cycle, since Aries is the first sign of the Zodiac. The time for dreaming is over and the time to take action has come. You have a clean slate when it comes to making your new moon wishes. If you've been lax about doing them, this is the time to get back on board, right? And then some other suggestions. So what does it mean when a new moon falls in the sign of Aries, Taurus, and all the 12 signs? What I also really love is this chart here. So you can basically go in and see. So for example, here your new moon, let's take this one. New moon, the new moon in Leo is in your, so if you're a Virgo, you can see, okay, that means it's in my 12th house. So what does that mean? And then the next section here, let's actually go there. So it says here, also known as your secret zone. It's all about your secret and most private self, what to expect, a period of a few weeks when you'll want to retreat from the world, what to wish for, inner peace, what to visualize. So she really gives you some examples of what you can do. She also has here idea to keep in mind, messages, meditation booster. Recite the following sentence before you start your regular meditation. My dreams are my guides. She gives an example of a ritual, practical things to do, top 3 affirmations. She mentions essential oils, numerology energy associated, mantra, 3D chakras, 5D chakras. So there's a little section on a lot of things related to each house. So here we have guiding archangel, guiding goddess, universal law, one of the 12 universal laws. She mentions heavenly ray. So one of the 12 heavenly rays she associates with each of these houses. So I find that very, very extensive and offers a lot of options, I would say, for you to pick and choose from, because I don't go through all of this. I have some things I like to get inspired by and then I sort of go off on my own, but that's the story of my life. The third part is about the full moon. So here she gets into what you can do in the full moon in terms of forgiveness and gratitude, exercises, and again she goes through full moon or lunar eclipse in Aries. What does that mean? Things to do, things to ask yourself, but it's way shorter. It's just a one pager for the full moon here. So most of the emphasis is most definitely on the new moon section, which is also what I use it mostly for. And the fourth part and the last part is it's called the daily moon. Part 4 is about how to converse, I could say, with the moon on a daily basis. So if that's something you want to look into further, she gives you some resources. Again, she goes through each of the zodiac signs, the daily moon in Aries, Taurus, things to do, good for this, not so good for this, do's and don'ts. again, really briefly, so you can see for Gemini, this little section here. But again, it's just a brief overview, and I think a way for you to get started. Also, daily moon in your 8th house, so you get a section like this on each of the houses. Conclusion. Right, and then I mentioned on Moonology.com she has all these worksheets, and I believe they look a bit like this, so you can fill out your own information and sort of go off on that and use that in your practice. At the very end, you have an appendix section where you, for example, can, if you're not familiar with what the different houses represent or the different signs, you can look that up here. Then you have the bibliography, resources, permissions, and a little bit about the author, and there you have it. So the main thing I like is that chart we saw, where you can easily get an overview. The new moon is in this sign, what house is activated for me, and I usually set my new moon intentions around that and use that as inspiration. I love that. I love that it's easy. I love that you don't need to read the entire book if you don't want to. If you're only interested in new moon and intention settings, then go there. It's easy to sort of flip to where you need to go. Lots of inspiration. Great appendix, well, great. It's a nice little appendix section for your basic information. What I would say, though, my main critique of this book, and this is of course something personal, I would have loved for her to sort of, when you venture off into essential oils and numerology and 3D, 5D chakras, angels and all of this, guiding goddesses, universal laws and heavenly rays, to me personally, those are major themes that I would want to investigate further in probably in a different book and in a different way. To me, this is just, it's I would have preferred for her to focus on affirmations and things of that sort, because people's relationship to oils and 5D chakras, what the hell is that? I don't know. Of course, then I could go off and read more about it, but I would have preferred her to sort of maybe have half of this, maybe leave out the archangels, the essential oils, the universal laws, the heavenly rays, the numerology, the 5D chakras. I would have left that out for another book, and I would probably have wanted to go in deep in each of those sections to get my handle on that. But that's just me. But there's also something that rubs me a little bit the wrong way in the full moon section. We're making this a well-rounded review, right? So she's all about forgiving and gratefulness, and as far as I see here, yeah, so let's say full moon in Scorpio, energy, top question, down here, forgive and be grateful. Perform the full moon forgiveness ceremony on page 143. Again over here, full moon in Sagittarius. Perform the full moon forgiveness ceremony on page 43. The same down here. Perform the entering a state of gratitude ceremony on page 144. And so this whole section on all of the 12 signs is just basically referring back to something else. It doesn't need to be there. Nitpicky, okay, maybe. All right. So, but other than that, I really adore this book, and I do recommend it, and I think you should check it out if you are interested. And if you're sitting on any other moon information resources out there that you want to share with me, because I'm definitely not done studying the moon, making my own observations and writing those down. But if you have a great moon book out there, please let me know in the comment section. And then that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.